time for iftar. It's getting closer. Ready? أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وارنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وارنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه وصل اللهم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم ربنا اغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت خير الراحمين آمين والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين. The most important subject for us, the belief in the divine determining, is a very widely questioned matter in every creed, not only in the creed of Islam, but in every creed, every people are having a lot of problems with it, and we cannot really get away with it by saying that I believe everything is from God. That's not the solution. But we have to be convinced. Of course, in order to be convinced about this matter, you may not be happy with the title Divine Determining. People translated in different ways, but doesn't matter, we will discuss this. But first, disclaimer, I'm not going to really guarantee that all your problems will be solved, but try to understand how we should really struggle with this beliefs or the article of belief, article of creed, and get a satisfactory answer together. Not only I will tell and you will understand, you will learn, but we will learn together, inshallah. But maybe let's say this in an important note. Okay, somebody should read it.
Can you press play or present so it's bigger?
Yeah. Sorry. I have forgotten to do that. I will start from the beginning, inshallah. Is it better? Okay. Who is going to read it? Let's share together, read together, think together. Yeah.
We will establish the foundations first and then discuss the particulars.
Yeah, we will understand that first. Without establishing the foundations, we cannot go into details. We have to admit that. That is the necessary thing. The first day when you go and take the, let's say, biochemistry class, you don't become a pharmacist. You have to go through many stages. We have to admit that. That is our reality. Yep.
Please jot down your notes and questions and keep them with you without raising them on the spot. If you are not still satisfied by the end of the presentation, you can bring them up in the Q&A section, question and answer section, which will be at the very end of the series of these discussions.
Now, why is it so? Because we have many questions. I know that, including myself, I have many questions, and it's not the first time that we are talking about matters related to divine determining, because on every class, in one way or the other, we come across the subject, don't we? So we have to go step by step, and if you have a question, it's right to have a question, of course. You just write it down in any way, whatever the way you follow. Maybe some papers, or maybe use some technological gadgets. That's up to you, how updated you are, depending on your habit. So keep it, but don't insist on it. That's a question, leave it there. Try to understand the reasoning step by step. as we follow. If you are at the end, if you don't get an answer, try to answer your own question as you are listening, as we discuss the matter. Try to answer your question. If you don't get an answer, then of course we will have a long session about the questions. So, but I know there is a question, but it is not time to give an answer to it right now, but we have to go through other stages. There is a reason, inshallah, God willing, we will discuss why we cannot really jump into any matter which is related to divine determining, because it needs certain background. And we have to be aware of this fact. Without, for example, believing in God, without establishing your belief in the eternal life, without establishing your belief in the revelation that the Creator really speaks to human beings in order to guide them, give them guidance. If you don't establish all this, you cannot really solve the problems that we are facing in this world, because most of these problems will be because of our expectations. But how can we make sure that our expectations are based on sound, right reasoning? So we have to learn that. First, we have to go through certain stages. Of course, we are not going to really study all the rest of the 5 pillars of belief system, especially as far as Islam is concerned. But at least we will give reference to them. And then we can understand that it makes sense as far as the divine determining is concerned. Yeah. If someone says, I don't like this, from the very beginning, I think we have to tell this. I don't like this, what this is happening. But if this person doesn't see himself or herself as created person, as a created being, if this person doesn't see himself as a created being, because he is not aware how he explains himself. You know, he says, I don't like it. When we say, well, not in a contemptuous way, who are you? No. In a very respectful manner, I ask the question, or this person should ask the question, how do I see myself? Who am I? So that I have this feeling that doesn't like something happening. Where did I get this feeling? If you don't question your being, your reality of your being, your question is suspended, doesn't have a base. I don't like it. Who are you? I am. Because it doesn't have any definition. Most of the time, majority of the people take the existence for granted. So their existence is also taken for granted. They never question who they are. We may not have gone through these questioning stages, who I am. It's not an answer to any subject related to divine determining, Qadar. But why I said that please don't jump into the subject with a problem which disturbs you without establishing the foundations, just to show that it is a legitimate reason. And we cannot go ahead, we cannot develop in order to establish the foundations if we just tackle any question which comes to my mind or to any of you, mind of any of you, and then throw your question away. We cannot go further. That's why we have to be patient. We have to go through stages, and at the end, if you don't get a satisfactory answer to your questions, don't ignore your questions. Write it down. Keep it. That's my question. And look for an answer throughout our study. It's just a long study. So we will be patient. I believe that we are patient in every subject except any subject related to religion. We want to solve any problem in 5 minutes. There is a very famous Jewish story. A person, very desperate person, kills everybody, came to the people, the rabbis, qualified people, tell me what Judaism is while I am standing on my right foot, 1 foot, like this. You cannot stay long, just maybe 10 minutes. So they said, no, here's a huge thing that I can tell you, or I cannot tell you. So they say, it's a story, he killed him. So you don't know. And he came to the Rabbi Hillel, famous, very famous man in Jewish theology. And Hillel, he said, okay, don't do to others what you don't like others to do to you. That's right. I can kill you because I don't want to be killed. That's always the problem. I said, okay. Hillel was saved in the example. So we are not going to get an answer like this. So we have to be patient because it doesn't really solve the problems, especially risen from our understanding of divine determining. A kind request. Okay, what is that? Yeah, loudly. Yes, of course.
Can you please put your previous knowledge about divine determining aside while we are studying the subject? You will see that this will help you understand the subject way better.
Did you understand that? Everybody, including myself, thank you. You gave a good advice to your brothers and sisters. So, because everybody has an understanding of divine determining. Oh, when we say, I believe in God, I say, yeah, I believe in God. I know God. That's my understanding. I don't say that it's my understanding. I'm not aware of it. So when I say, do you believe in angels? Of course I do, I have a concept of angels. I don't know what it is. Everybody has his own or her own unique understanding of these pillars of belief. That is quite normal. So when it comes to the divine determining, of course, we have a certain understanding. Put this one aside. My famous expression is, leave it with your shoes at the shoe rack. All right? Leave it there. Don't worry. I said, don't worry. As you go back at the end of the class, as you are taking your shoes and putting them on, you can take your previous understanding of divine determining as well. No one will steal it. Don't worry. So leave it there. So we know nothing about divine determining. But so I know something. Don't trust on it. Don't judge the explanations according to your personal understanding of divine determining, because we are here to question our previous personal understanding of everything in reality, but the subject is divine determining. So when we study not only divine determining, when we study the other subjects, for example, very simple general subject, why do we believe in God? Or how do we believe in God? So if you want to understand what is going to be taught here, you have to leave your previous understanding of God aside. That's my understanding, but I don't know what these people are going to say now. Let me listen to them and see the consistency in the presentation. These are important rules, if you like, to understand the matter. Are you satisfied there? It doesn't mean you deny it, but at the same time, you don't judge the subject according to your previous understanding. Okay? It doesn't mean your previous understanding is wrong. I don't know, put it aside. At the end, you will compare it. What you used to understand and now what you learned. Anything new. Inshallah, anything new. Going further? Well, let's see one verse now. Okay. Anybody who would like to read Arabic original? No one knows how to read Arabic original? Yep. Bismillah.
وإن من شيء إلا عندنا خزائنه وما ننزله إلا بقدر معلوم.
Okay, let's see what it means in general translation. The general idea. Of course, we will study the words. Anybody? English?
And there is not a thing but its sources and treasures inexhaustible are with us, but we only send down thereof according to a known measure.
I see. Now, we know that us means the speaker in the text. It means the creator. He says there is not a thing, but it is treasures, it is sources are with us. Inexhaustible, of course, we understand whatever is with the creator must be inexhaustible. Why? Why? Do you think that God may have something limited? Why?
It's the essence of his infiniteness.
Yeah, because he's infinite, he's absolute. We cannot attribute anything limited to him, to his essence. By definition. That's by definition. It means if we don't do that, we contradict. Because if we say this universe has been created, the creator must be, by definition, not limited with this universe. If anything is not limited with this universe or within the nature of this universe, by definition, it must be absolute. And whatever is with us, absolute, must be absolute, infinite, by definition. So if we attribute anything, any quality to the creator of this world, this universe, which may have a limited understanding or limited portion, limited. For example, if I say, related to our subject, the creator doesn't know what will happen tomorrow. What did I do? What did I do?
Put a limit on it.
Sorry?
Put a limit on it. Limited.
Yeah, but why giving a limitedness, if you like, a finite quality to the creator? What did I do?
Contradicting.
Sorry, contradicting. What you said? No, we are from here, attributing. It means defining the creator for myself. No, but as sister said, contradicting myself. Why? Creator and also not knowing tomorrow. It means limited knowledge. Yeah. If someone or any notion in the human mind which says creator, by definition, this notion must include absolute qualities. Because now we are not studying how to believe in God or why we believe in God. So we are going fast as far as these fundamental subjects are concerned, or belief subjects are concerned. We will go fast, but because our observation of the universe says that nothing within this universe can be the source, the cause of existence of this universe, anything. It means it is the creator by definition must be absolute. Very short. So in order to be the creator, one must be absolute. A thing must be absolute, whatever. If you call something or somebody, not necessarily, gender is not important, whatever, the creator, I don't know what to say, he, she, it doesn't matter, the creator, the concept is important. If I say this universe has a cause of existence, and this cause of existence is absolute, must be absolute. Why? Because I see in the universe. Look at one thing. I'm not saying the Quran says so. You have to watch out. I'm not saying Quran says that it's absolute. No, what I'm saying, be careful, methodologically is it very important. Here in the universe, when I examine the existence of anything within this universe, everything, every individual being in this universe declares that in order to give me existence, my source of existence must be absolute. Otherwise, it cannot bring me into existence. That is by definition. If I don't accept this, I contradict my logic. I am saying creator, and at the same time, assuming that this creator is limited. Contradiction. Anything limited cannot be the creator. Why? The universe witnesses that. It says me. It means within my own observation, within my own experience, field of experience, I can understand as a human being with my given ability that the creator must be infinite. I cannot contradict myself. If someone says, there is a creator, doesn't have to be infinite. For example, there are some artists who draw or beautiful picture or make sculptures, whatever, and they are not infinite. They are not infinite, correct, and they are not creating. Then we have to understand. They are not creating. Are they creating? Are they bringing into existence anything which did not exist? Are they? It's a serious question. Are they? Are they creating? Or are they using already created abilities? And are they using already created qualities in the order of the universe? They are just using their free will to choose this way or this way within the creation, and the result is given existence in the line of time, if you like. I want this, and the result is created by whom? Very simple. It may sound something puzzling, but very simple. We have to understand that any human being does anything is nothing but choosing from among already existing things, and then expecting that the next stage will be given existence by the one who creates the next stage. We have to ask this, because we confuse here. We think that we are doing something. For example, I'm speaking now, I think that I'm speaking. I want to speak. I choose to speak. I choose to speak this way or another way. But as you hear me speaking, do you notice that the universes are created? New created. Do you notice that? That's what one of the meaning of the verse says. God is the one who creates the universe, expanding. Do you know expanding? What was the verse? I don't remember now. So it means it's a repetition for some. For some people who follow this class, that will be a repetition. I'm sorry, I apologize from them, but we have to tell. What we experience in this world seems to be only this universe as a static being. But the second time we think about the existing universe, we realize that it is not static, it is dynamic. Dynamic means continuously, constantly changing. Constantly changing means being brought into existence every moment anew. If someone doesn't understand this, he has to go home and think about it. Because what time is, the time we say is nothing but the renovation of the act of creation. Don't we know that? Let's think about it. Some people's face looks a little bit lost, so in suspension, vacuum. So look, let's talk about it. Does tomorrow exist? No. There is no such thing. So when we reach tomorrow, we find a new universe. Right? Today, for example, remember yesterday, we didn't know that today will exist or not, but we found it existing. So that is called time dimension of existence. But time dimension of existence reveals us that every moment is a new creation. That's what we have to understand. It's coming, brought into existence. Whoever, think about it, who can bring the tomorrow's universe into existence? Anything of the universe? Can we? No, it's not. It is simple, but we never think about it. It's very simple. So when we say inshallah, inshallah, that means this. That means I am aware that only the one who gives existence to the universe, if this one gives or wills to give existence to the whole universe, then the universe will exist tomorrow. And in a new form, not exactly the same, slightly different. So that's how we see the universe. How we see the universe. Yep.
Just a quick question. You're saying that time is a continuous creation.
Time, the concept we have, right. In reality, we should be aware that the creation is continuous.
Is it not possible that time could be a self-sustaining creation, not requiring continuous creation?
There is no such thing, an independent, to think about it. There is no such independent entity which is called time. Time is our perception of the continuation of the existence of the universe. That makes sense to you, because there is no such thing that this is time. These are my glasses, but there is no such thing time. So this is our perception of the continuation of the existence or act of existence, act of creation. This concept is time. That's why when we think about the continuation of existence, in reality we will be talking about the creating act. This act is, that's why in Islamic literature and Hadith literature, the Prophet told us that don't swear, don't curse time, because God says, I am time. That's an-dahr, which means when you think of time as an independent existence, there is no such thing. My way of creating the things observed by you, perceived by you as time. In reality, it is nothing my act of creation. That means actually, well, God is time, or we know that it is very important how to read the hadith. No, you cannot read the hadith. By the way, no one, however scholar, deep scholar can be, doesn't matter, cannot read the hadith literature literally. It contradicts. It contradicts the main nature of messenger or message or messengership. It means absolute knowledge is revealing himself through revealing his knowledge to the prophet. And the prophet speaks with this authority. Prophet is not like you and me thinking. The messenger bringing message from God. That's why we have to understand that the source of this speech is in reality related to the absolute knowledge, which is God's knowledge. So you cannot really put one word into one meaning which comes from absolute knowledge. So that is the technical thing. Someone might have memorized Kutub al-Sitta altogether, still cannot read any hadith literally. By its nature, it contradicts. So we have to understand what it means when God says, I am time. Which means we have to interpret the literature, we have to understand the literature according to their nature. But what is the nature? But what I am reading Ahab's book. I have to read it according to his nature as a created limited being. If I am reading the Quran, it is direct speech of the Creator by its nature, so you have to read it as the direct speech of the Creator of the universe, who is absolute. When it comes to the speech of the Prophet, it means the messenger is educated, trained by the Prophet, by God, the Creator, but he is representing the absolute knowledge within a limited historical context. But the message by its nature is universal. So you have to read the hadith by trying to see the universal message in it, not literal, historical, time-bound interpretation or understanding. So these are, I don't know, it may be a little bit technical and heavy subject, but we have to know because we keep referring to the hadith and verses of the Quran.
I found the verse that you asked about, Samir.
Yeah, you see.
Okay, is it وَالسَّمَاءَ بَنَيْنَاهَا بِأَيْدٍ وَإِنَّا لَمُوسِعُونَ?
Yes, وَإِنَّا لَمُوسِعُونَ. So we have created this universe, established this. Sama means really universe. So with our direct, aiding means directly with our power, without being in need of anything at all. Directly we created. We think that out of this is coming out, something else coming. And إِنَّهُ لَمُوسِعُونَ
وَإِنَّا لَمُوسِعُونَ.
وَإِنَّا, say, let's learn the verse.
وَالسَّمَاءَ بَنَيْنَاهَا بِأَيْدٍ وَإِنَّا لَمُوسِعُونَ.
وَإِنَّا لَمُوسِعُونَ. And it is us, we are making it widening. Of course, they say, you know, there are theories in physics, etc., they said it's an ever expanding universe. But maybe may not be. That's not our point. Our point is the universe is not static. It is continuously expanding. At least we know that as far as our experience is concerned, it is continuously expanding, as we call it, in time. Did you get it? The brother who asked the question. As we call it, as we name it, in time. So we see the expansion of the act of creation under the title of time. So we have to be aware when you say time. So it means whatever is happening yesterday, today, or tomorrow, we will understand that everything is coming from an absolute source. That's what this verse says. So, وَإِن مِّن شَيْءٍ إِلَّا عِندَنَا خَزَائِنُهُ. When عندنا, when they said it is with us, their sources, their treasures, it means their sources. It means source is absolute. So we have to know that whatever happens in this world is coming from an absolute source. We cannot say, or we cannot use any word which implies time or space limitations as far as the creation is concerned. The universe is created, but it is coming from an absolute source. That is one, not all, but one fundamental understanding of the universe and the events happening in it. Of course, when it comes to human actions, it will become more sophisticated or complicated, but we will deal with it, inshallah. So, Lord, so one thing in this verse we learn, when you see anything, for example, you saw a bird, it's flying. Yep. You say, or we say as human beings, I saw a bird. A bird. How about the existential side of the bird? It is coming from, or it is given existence by, an absolute cause. It means from the very beginning of its existence, after it dies, and what will happen in it is eggs and new generations and the following new generations, all at once known by its creator. Yeah, this verse seems to be very simple, but we have to analyze the verse. وَإِن مِّن شَيْءٍ إِلَّا عِندَنَا خَزَائِنُهُ. Everything with us. It doesn't mean that he's proud of it, you know, all the treasures are with me, you are poor guys, come on. No, it is teaching that when you see something, you know that the source is absolute. Accordingly treat it. So when you see a bird, don't kill it. Why? If you kill it for nothing, it means you are accusing the cause of existence of this bird, saying that you created this for nothing and you are a nonsense source of creation. It means you are insulting the creator. We are sorry for the bird. It's not enough. It's not enough. We should be sorry for ourselves when we harm the bird. Example, unnecessarily, consciously. We have to be sorry for ourselves, not the bird, for ourselves, because we insulted the creator as doing something nonsense. Nothing important. Do you understand? Don't be sorry for the bird, be sorry for yourself. Why? Why? Because the source is absolute. You are accusing absolute of doing something meaningless or not absolute terms, in absolute terms. Any questions so far? So we will go to the next step in the verse. We have a question?
I had a confusion. So what is actually the cause of existence of something? For example, you give the example of the bird.
Yeah.
I don't understand the cause part.
Yeah.
What is that?
Well, the cause is the one which brings the bird into existence.
The bird came out of a...
Yeah? Came out of nothing in the world. Yeah? Does it make sense? It is given existence. Today you saw a bird. It is given existence. It came out of nothing. It didn't exist yesterday. Yesterday's bird came out of nothing as well.
So that came out of nothing is the cause.
What do you mean cause? No, the one who brought it into existence when it did not exist is God. Now, because it has some elements in it, do you think these elements within the bird are the cause of existence of the bird? They are creating the tomorrow's bird? Are they? But these are not a simple matters. But don't hide yourself behind the claim that I believe in God. Live it. It doesn't mean that you don't believe in God. No, it doesn't explain anything. When you say I believe in God, doesn't explain the existence of the bird. What explains the existence of the bird? You study, you pay attention to. As the Quran said, فَانْظُرْ, look, 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 study. When you study the existence of the bird, you will see that it is being brought into existence every moment anew, and the one, the source, the cause of this existence must be the one who has absolute power, otherwise it cannot bring anything into existence anew. Right? So this one is God. How did I come to this conclusion? The one who gives existence to the bird is God? By studying the bird, not by imitating your culture. We believe in God. Why? So anything in every moment, it's not a simple thing. Every moment, what we see, we are seeing the act of creation of the absolute creator. Can you see that? You become an angel. So it means you are always in the presence of God, observing what He is demonstrating in front of you. So sometimes I say, but be careful here. Of course, this is an instructive language. Leave these previous beliefs aside. Renew yourself by looking at the world, thinking about your own self, and how come that this happens? Question. Without questioning, by repeating yourself, you repeat yourself. You repeat your yesterday's conclusion. Today is created anew. It needs a new conclusion, new confirmation. So don't borrow your yesterday's belief or conclusion if you have concluded at all. Why do you laugh? It's a big problem. It's a big problem. We take our belief or our understanding of religion for granted. We say we are Muslims. We believe in God. That's it. So let's go. Inshallah, from time to time we will refer to it. Let's go to the second part of the verse. There is not a thing. It is treasures. It is source inexhaustible. By definition, are with the Creator, with the Absolute One. But we only sent down, this is the part now coming to the divine determining, subject of divine determining. We only sent down thereof according to a known measure. If you analyze the word, bi qadarin ma'loom. Qadar. Yeah? Known measure. What does it mean? What does it mean, non-measure? What is the significance of it?
He knows what he wants to send down.
The Creator knows, yeah, what He is
He's sending down.
sending down. It means, sending down means
Everything has a measure.
creating, giving existence. Now you say,
I was going to say that it's not arbitrary.
that's not arbitrary, correct, both. That's not arbitrary. Non, pay attention to Qadarin ma'lum. Qadar, miqdar. It means the known measure, measured up. This will be this much, this will be this much, this will be this much. But remember now the beginning of the verse, established. For example, I created, let's say, the bird is created with this, let's say, this big, okay? But don't look at the bird as this big, limited. Don't think that the source is limited. Don't think that the source is limited. Why? Because of the way we observe the universe, the way the bird is brought into existence demonstrates that only an absolute source or cause can bring it into existence. If the one who created, or whatever we think, created the bird, didn't know what was happening in the galaxies, wouldn't be able to give existence to the bird, because its existence is perfectly measured. It must be this much, not that much. The spawn must be that much, this way, this quality, whatever. Everything is measured. Oh, look at the universe. Who studied biology or chemistry? No, you think about it. Use your information. Although you learned it in a secular setting, doesn't matter. Have you ever seen any event happening without measure, without order? Accidental amount? It must be this much, that much. That's what we understand, that the cause of existence of each and every being in this universe is knowingly, deliberately, consciously deciding it must be this much. It will have this color. It will have this quality. Every single thing. It is amazing. Yes, it is amazing. What do you think God is? It is amazing. The work of God is amazing. How do we know? Here is the universe. If you don't get excited, if you don't fill up with awe of the qualities of the Creator, it means you are very neglectful. You don't know what you are doing in this world. We have to be filled with the awe of the Creator's qualities, because it's awesome. I cannot really put to it any limitation. It is beyond my power of perception, because it is a Creator. It is the Creator. Not because my power of perception is limited. Don't misunderstand. Because my power of perception is created, cannot encompass the quality of the Creator. You can expand, doesn't matter. Expand your knowledge, doesn't matter. Expand it, expand it. The more you expand, the more the universe is expanding faster than you expand your knowledge. Creation is expanding. It means renewing itself every moment. So you cannot really expand so that you can encompass the absolute, because you are created. So this word, if someone says, oh, you know, I'm a very poor guy, my knowledge is very limited, so we don't know, our mind is very limited. Look at this. This is a trap. You know, this is a trap. Actually, this is a trap. So our mind is very limited. We cannot comprehend God, so forget about it. If your mind was not limited, do you think you will comprehend the absolute? You are created. Nothing to do with limitedness. Pay attention to the nature of yourself. I am created. According to what? Is the Quran. We have to learn this word. بِقَدَرٍ مَعْلُومٍ. And within a known measurement. Don't think that the things are coming into existence accidentally. No, deliberately. Very good word, sister said. Deliberately, knowingly decided to be this way or another way. We have to understand the existence within these terms. If we don't, we have to go back. How do I understand I have to ask this question to myself, how do I understand the nature of the existence of this universe? Without understanding the nature of existence of this universe, you cannot talk about divine determining. Yeah? Have you heard this before? Did I say without believing in God? No. Without understanding the nature of this universe, you cannot understand divine determining. Don't talk about why did God create that one. Why? But what do you mean by God? What do you mean by God? Yeah? How did you come to this conclusion? If you don't see that the universe itself, every single thing at every moment, it is not a play, it is not a simple thing, everything at every moment is subject to change, and any change in the universe is occurring or coming into existence with a deliberate decision known by its creator. It must be this way. Can you explain the existence of anything without referring to its creator's measured, knowing measurement? He knows what he is doing. We say, that's naturally happening. It is the order of the universe. No, not order of the universe. It is the natural order. Look at this. As he's talking about his father or mother-in-law. Who are you talking about? What is your base when you use it is naturally happening in this way? What is nature? What is nature? They really cheat us. Those people who use this language, they really cheat us and treat us as stupid beings. When they say, it is naturally like this to happen. What do you mean by nature? If you say the absolute, the one who creates this universe, and that is the creator. Do you mean by nature, creator, a part of the universe is the creator of the universe? What do you mean by? These are very simple-mindedness. So we have to understand this word. This known measure is known by the absolute source. Sometimes we can study, in other words, if you not necessarily related to the subject divine determining, but related to this portion of the discussion today. First, we have to establish our understanding of the universe by establishing this understanding on our observation of the universe. Don't use your previous belief or whatever you call them, religious understanding. Forget about them. What have you, or how do you see this universe now? How do you explain the existence of this universe right now? If you say it is coming, it must have an absolute source of existence, that is understandable now. Because the source is absolute, so for absolute everything is possible. So we say the universe, that's why, for example, I am in this shape, in this quality. It is a known measurement. My creator decided me to be as I am right now. The very simple example, why do I have 2 ears? I am decided to be like this. So tomorrow I will be decided one day older form. I'm getting changing because I don't change. The Creator gives me a new creation, right? So I see another verse. These are the foundations of the divine determining as presented by the Quran, but we always take the Quran as a guide, as a guide, and think about the message we hear from the Quran, and if we can confirm it, we are happy with it. If we cannot confirm it, we reject it. Yeah, we are free. But that's why we take the Quran as a guide. Okay. Somebody please read. Anyone who would like to? The Arabic. Bismillah.
وعنده مفاتح الغيب لا يعلمها إلا هو ويعلم ما في البر والبحر وما تسقط من ورقة إلا يعلمها ولا حبة في ظلمات الأرض ولا رطب ولا يابس إلا في كتاب مبين.
Now, thank you. Just English. Now, slowly. Let's read it slowly. 4. Okay. Enough.
4. With him are the keys to the things that are beyond the reach of a created being's perception. None knows them but he. And he knows all that is on land and in the sea. And not a leaf falls but he knows it. And neither is there a grain in the earth's deep darkness, nor anything, fresh or dry, living or dead, but is recorded in a clear book.
Recorded in a clear book. Now, as you see the underlined word, knows, yeah? So this verse is saying us that the one who creates this universe knows what he is doing. Now, it means everything is coming into existence within knowledge. What does it refer to? What does it tell us? Knowing. What does it mean? Nothing accidental. Nothing random. Knowingly decided. Everything. Right. And there is, so with him are the keys to the things that are beyond the reach of a created being's perception. لا يعلمها. So مفاتيح الغيب. So it means what we can know, what we see, what we experience. Yeah? What we can know only, what we see, what we experience. But through our experience, what we know, what we learn, through our experience of the creation, what we learn, this source or the cause of existence of that thing that we are studying or observing. The source. When by definition the source is, we studied before, absolute, must be absolute. So everything is coming from an absolute source and I must be sure of it. So, and this absolute source is giving existence to everything and anything with knowledge, not accidental, not random happenings, with knowledge. How do we know? We study the universe, and what we see in the universe, everything is coming into existence within a perfect order. perfectly. Everything is designed, meant to be exactly fitting to the totality or entirety of the order of the universe. That's what we observe here. So we understand when the first part of the sentence says, the verse says, with him are the keys, with him. Who is it? The creator. Because the Quran speaks as the word of the creator. Yeah. Quran doesn't speak as Muslims God. Yeah. So I am the creator of this universe, speaking to human beings. Yeah, not the Muslims only. So with him are the keys to the things that are beyond the reach of the created being's perception. Of course, this ghaib. Actually, it means what I see in this world. One, what I see in this world, it is given existence, or it is being given existence. It is being given existence. That's one thing. But what is beyond my perception?
The source.
The cause of the existence of that thing. So I see a limited thing, and our example was a bird today. I see a bird. When I study the existence of the bird, what I conclude, the cause of existence of this bird must have the power, the qualities to give the existence to all universe, because it is being given existence within the entirety of the universe. Everything is interrelated, intertwined. So if someone cannot create a source that I can imagine, cannot be the source of the existence of the universe, cannot create a bird, even a cell, even an atom. So in order to be able to create an atom, the power to create this atom must be able to create the whole universe. That is the nature of the creation. I conclude that it is absolute, but do I comprehend the absolute? Can I comprehend the absolute? No. A created being cannot comprehend the absolute. Absolute is the creator, by definition. So I don't know what the source of the cause of existence has in stock. What will happen tomorrow? I don't know. What will happen behind these walls? I don't know. But not because I am limited, I am created. But what I know for sure, the creator is absolute. He knows everything. Yeah. In order to understand the divine determining, we have to establish in our mind that the creator of each and every being in the universe knows. Right? I have to know. He knows. Now, he gives existence to everything, but we will use this concept when we start studying the interrelationship between divine decision and human free will when they operate together. That will be a problem, and it is a problem for everybody. If someone says it's not a problem for me, no, I don't believe that. It is a problem when my choice is put next to God's absolute decision. What is going on here? Am I choosing? Am I deciding? No. Do I have a share in the act of creation because I am choosing? That will be a problem. But before we delve into this problem, we have to establish this verse says, you must make sure and understand, not necessarily imitate, no, understand. Be confident in your conclusion that the source of the existence of this universe knows everything, but I know that his knowledge is absolute, but I also know that I cannot comprehend his knowledge. What does it mean? Now we are locating ourselves within the universe where I stand. What is my position now? And my position in the universe and the position of the Creator as I understand him through observing the universe. Right? I say, I don't know what it contains. It is impossible. It is beyond the reach of my perception. But what I know of, for sure, his absoluteness. Right? I don't know. While I am using my free will, this relationship between absolute knowledge of the Creator and my usage or practice of free will, when I put them together, inevitably we will do that in order to understand what divine determining is really, or belief in divine determining is. I have to understand my position, where I stand, and the position of the Creator, where he stands. Right? This verse helps us a lot. So, knows them, so none knows them but he. It means he knows what he knows. Yeah, this is, if he's absolute, that is, إلا هو يعلم يعلم ما في البر والبحر وما تسقط من ورقة. We will come there. إلا يعلمها. So, and he knows all that is on land and on the sea. Why God is speaking in this way? Or because the Quran says I am the word of God. So why does God speak in this way? Because he speaks to me. There is another important methodological principle that we have to bear in mind. When we read the scriptures, scriptures are by definition the speech of the Creator. But this speech of the Creator, although it comes from an absolute knowledge, but it speaks to human beings. So at the level of human understanding capacity. So that is called phenomenological language, which is a technical word. It means my Creator speaks to me only within my capacity of understanding the events. Right? For a very typical example, what we experience every day. That's a very typical example, very commonly used by all scholars, actually. But you may not know, because these theological discussions are not very common among the Muslim population. So you may be a great engineer, but you may not know this simple thing. That's not the first freshman should know this. When God speaks in the Quran, I have to understand that it is a descension. It is coming down to me, condescension to my level, speaking to me as I understand. For example, what we experience in this world, sun is rising, sun is setting. Yeah? But in reality, does the sun rise? Does the sun set? No, the earth revolves. It doesn't matter. That's how I perceive it. According to my perception, the phenomenon I see, the sun is moving this way and rising and setting. Yeah. So the Quran says, or all scriptures, not only Quran actually, I am the one who sets the sun. I am the one who who rises the sun, because he's speaking to human beings according to human perception. But it is not reality. It is not real. Of course it's not there. Nothing is real as far as we know. We don't know the reality really. What we know, we only perceive the phenomena and try to understand. Whether sun sets or sun rises or the world revolves, doesn't matter. Do you know that every event in this world can only be possible to happen by the absolute power of a creator. Doesn't matter whether the sun sets or the world revolves. If you say, oh, no, the sun doesn't set, okay, the world revolves, that's why it appears to be sun is setting. Okay, the point is, how do you explain the revolving of the earth? How this phenomenon is happening? That's why all scriptures, not only the Quran, the Bible, the Torah, uses phenomenological language, because that he teaches me as I see the world. Well, I may know the earth is revolving, I may not know the earth is revolving, doesn't matter. What I should know, whatever is happening in this world needs an absolute creator to decide which form it should take, and in order to come into existence. Do you understand this? Now, do you have any problem about it? That's what we have to know. So we have to know how to, one of the very simple principle in reading the Quran. So when you read the Quran, don't lose yourself, the Quran or the Bible or the Torah, whatever you read, all the scriptures, don't lose yourself what the reality of the event that I am seeing is. Is it important? No. What is important? How come that I explain its existence? How can I explain its existence? That is the problem. How, whether it is this way or another way. Let's say the earth is it's a round. Okay, it's not round. It is triangular. Doesn't matter. If it is a round, how can I explain the existence of the round earth? If it was a triangular, it's not obviously, but how can I explain the existence of the triangular earth? My point is to know what is going on in this world. What we are here to know, excuse me, oh man, the time is getting closer. So to know what is going on in this world, in order to know who the source or the cause of existence is, the ultimate aim is to know who my creator is. This is why do you read the Quran? Why do you read the Hadith? Why do you go to the church on the mosque? Why do you go there? You know who you are, in order to learn who you are. If someone comes here, not in order to know who he is, waste of time. Why did you come here? Why did you come here if you don't know, if you didn't come here to know who you are in reality, what your position is in the universe? All right? How many minutes do we have? Shall we go to this? And not a leaf falls, but he knows it. What does it mean? Have you ever seen a leaf is falling accidentally without being subject to the whole order of the universe? The one who establishes knows this leaf will fall this way, this way, this way, because of the order of the universe. That's how I set it. How I set it. The creator said. So can we attribute the existence of a one position? You take a picture of a leaf falling down. Take this, they take this frame only and study it. How it is coming into existence. I think we have to stop with the time. Yeah? Is it time? Yeah. So, and, yeah. Is it all right?
Yeah. It's close.
Yeah, okay.
Can you remind about the email, and it's every week?
So, you can announce it.
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We have these discussions every week. Someone wanted us to announce that, so feel free to come again. And then also we have an email list that Dr. Ali sends out reminders about the topics to be discussed. If you're interested, just come see me and I can put you on the email list.
So we are not, these discussions are not subject to Ramadan activities. But they're all over around the year. We have been having these discussions for 40 years. This is going to be the 5th year, inshallah. Don't worry about it. If you want to have any questions, they can come. We will study this clear book subject, Kitabun Mubin, how we should understand it, inshallah, next Wednesday, God willing. Wassalamu alaikum, bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim, wa akhiru da'wahum and alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. لله تعالى الفاتح. So we have a long way to go, but step by step, inshallah.